Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Hello and welcome to August Newsletter 2020 for Egypt, presented to you by Mena Damien from Menar Wood. Today we'll talk about the usual, the Egyptian market, what's the updates and what's going on, and what do we expect. What do we expect and what is the regulations? During this week we have noticed that we might have a second wave coming from Corona, and that's why all the schools was delayed 2 weeks. We don't know if they may or may not lock down everything, but for now they delayed the schools, so we don't know if we might get a new wave or they will do another lockdown. Since now everything is slacking, yes, we have some regulations, but it's not 100% forcefully. Only the parties and beaches are closed. Of course, weddings and everything, and I will tell you how that affects our market. Weddings actually is a cornerstone with the construction, and of course, as you may know, the construction has been halted, and actually everybody is happy for that except us, of course, because as you may see here, you have a tiny road that's housing about 20 stories buildings. You barely can see the sun, and of course that presses the infrastructure, causing loads on the electricity, causing loads on the roads, causing a lot of problems. And since there are no weddings, people are not buying new furniture, people are not buying apartments, they are not getting married, they are not doing kitchens, nothing. So the demand on timber is even lower than before due to these circumstances. Currently, as you can see, the dollar is going down against all major currencies, also the corona, which should affect the prices here. However, when I speak to importers, what they think is, yes, sawmills will start offering at actually the same price in Corona, but it will reflect on a higher price level here to Egypt. But what they think or what they want to do is, yes, the prices will get higher in Sweden, or actually here, because for Sweden it's the same or even lower. So they want to get rid of the stock, even that they don't have that much stock. You can see in the yards in the video at the end, at the tour, you can see there are not so much stock, but a lot of wood coming in and very few wood coming out. That of course affects the sale. I think now Egypt has got used to the new normal, which is slow. So every time you ask what is the market, it's normal. It means it's slow. And for some reason, the main Swedish exporters and Finland exporters are pushing the prices lower for no obvious reasons. That's what they usually does. And that's affecting us, of course, because people think, yes, I have actually made a video in Arabic telling them that the prices might be affected, and it will be affected, because for me, for example, I'm buying in Swedish krona, selling in dollars. So what I'm getting became less in crowns. And so for us to overcome this, we have to push the sawmills a little bit, so the customer here in Egypt would accept the same price, which is very difficult, which they already think it might go down even more. I know it's hard for the sawmills, it's a very hard time, but sawmills need to find other markets than Egypt. I know Egypt would be the target for the lower grades. I hope Menar would be one of the buyers, because we usually work in the off grades. But anyways, it's not an advertisement, but you can clearly see the situation here. I will leave you with a video. That was a very short brief. So hopefully you can share it and subscribe to get the new videos. Okay, I will leave you now with the tour. Thank you. Starting from the top. That's of course El Mutawak. You can clearly see the volumes. Safa, the first one. Then you have the Tawakkul, second one. Al Amin. That's Russian material coming out. That's Mr. Abdalal's old yards, and now a group of importers bought it. It's still fairly new. They are still adjusting the documents to get the land. Here's the land. It's not that easy to sell and buy, so it's yeah, it's tricky. In the house, you can see most of the activities in the Russian materials. The stock is not that high in his yard. Well, it's not that high for him, but it's big, mega. Shabrawi. That was the old stockyard for Hasim Maher, the Finnish exporter. Queenwood. That's that's the other side. El Balti is getting Nora material. A lot of it. It's a very big vessel coming in. Cairo, Yahya Kamel. It's covered so you cannot see what's inside. But as you can see from the road, that's actually the market indication. It's the road. You can know how much is the sales, who is selling what, because that's the main road if you are going to the desert road and back, or to the north coast, direct in front of you. So it's the main road if you would sell anything. Everybody actually would see it, and we put our marking on it, so you know from whom and going to where. Not to where specifically, but at least the general direction of the truck. Muhammad Al-Dasuki. Trying to slow down so we can get a glimpse of what's inside. That's covered. T-Bum, Mr. Ramadan Zalat, a huge stock as well. What the stocks are not that much. If you are talking about numbers, I wouldn't say it's a lot. It's a lot for the market. I mean, for the current market, it is big. That's Musghayb Road. That's Mr. Muhammad Okka, of course. Huge volumes inside. But what I was saying is that these volumes are not so high. But I wouldn't be able to go inside that much because of the road. It will actually destroy the car. It should damage it last time. So get back, since we are only whose inside is actually El Tahtawi, one of actually the biggest one. So he's the only one in his deep back, and no one interesting in the back. Okay, and we continue to Mr. Ramadan Abaid. Also some big stocks. But what you notice here is there are no sales, not so much of sales. Just Wintra, a lot of it. Medium Maya, a lot of whitewood, Mr. Musa Qasim, a lot of material, and no sales. And it's midday now, It is, yeah, it's 1:30. Here, Mr. Al Maghrabi, both Rada and Kamal. Big stocks even outside the yards. Still no sales. See the trucks are empty. It's Wednesday, midday. Usually are like you can see some activity during that time. We, as everybody knows, we are like we wake up late. Are night people. Here you can see Al Haramain and Al Hassan. Trucks are empty. Ahmed Ibrahim Shahata. Here he is. And a lot of wood coming in. Fisker Hayden. And Sweden Tra. United Group, of course. That's the way if you would like to go to the north coast. You have the U-turn is in the front, and the last yards are Mr. El Bolti. Here is the rest of Delta Timber. We have been driving around, we haven't seen any trucks. Usually the trucks like park somewhere if they are not loading from other importers. Usually they park because they don't want to go at in the morning. A lot of how do you say traffic police, which of course nobody wants, since they increase the load and usually like have wood out of the sides. Mr. El Bolti is the first actually stockyard there that we'll see on the other side is the second. Huge volumes, but of course it's predicted was a size of Mr. El Bolti. And no sales at all for some reason. I didn't expect that. I thought at least he will have some volume to be sold. That's what I was telling you about, that when we have bad sales, we have nobody actually accepts increasing prices, and they think, as I told you, when if the prices are going up, they should get rid of what they have in stock and then buy new one later on. If the market is going out, they usually like buy and buy more, which we had this peak when the dollar was going up to 16.25. Everybody thought it will reach 17, but it didn't. Here in Mahalla, a small importer, even small ones who have few volume are not selling. Not even a Daihatsu car, like semi-truck. Mahmoud El Bolti, the other yard. Sam Al Gindi. And Dumyati. Here, this truck is carrying some material, but if you would notice, I will try to come close. If you notice how it's being wrapped, you can easily know that it's going to another yard. It's how we pack the wood. We know if it's traveling or if it's like inter-shipping between the yards. They put it loose. You know, it's not that packed. Yes, you can. I think you can see it. I will pass by it. I think you would be able to see it. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Without stickers also, that's fine. This one is a sale. One truck midday. From El Disuki also. Of course, Smart Wood International, leading importer. Mr. Hosni Sheikha in the middle. Very few bundles. Mark Wood 2, Mr. Safwat. Sales, that's good. Good. Looking good. Yeah, that's another truck carrying some Russian material. I don't know if you can see it from the video or it was too far. We'll get the inside next time. Okay, we have Emma. Was on the other side, we passed. Huge second stock yard. Mr. Ahmed Khalifa. That's the one with the rumors. Of course you heard about it. Yeah, that's the sales truck. And some tricycle kids we need to avoid. That's Mr. El Bolti coming in. And the first one is Yahya Kamel, first Cairo. But it's no sales at all. That's surprising. Usually Mr. Yahya Kamel is like outside. Mr. El Bolti getting some wood. Nora, huge stocks. Of course, predictable. Mr. Mayergi and El Baraka, also wood coming in. That's Holman, Unifor Goods. By the way, none of that is trade secret. Everything is open, as you can see. Everything can be known from the port. Kingwood, one truck, good for you. Another, oh my god, Mood Osman, Mina Makar, huge stocks. I didn't expect that, to be honest. And of course Mr. Salah Hawass, Fisker Hayden coming in. Well, hope what you saw is interest you.